The $1 million process is a simple yet powerful method for creating positive change in your life. Developed by Robert Smith, this process is not about money itself, but about learning how to release what no longer serves you and consciously create what you truly want. At its core, the $1 million process teaches you one essential skill: how to take full emotional ownership of your inner world. When you change how you relate to your thoughts, emotions, and memories, your external reality begins to shift naturally, releasing what you do not want. The first step of the $1 million process is releasing what you do not want. Most people carry unresolved emotional experiences from the past, painful memories, limiting beliefs, fear, shame, guilt, or disappointment. These internal patterns quietly influence behavior, decisions, and emotional reactions. When these memories are repeatedly rehearsed in the mind, the nervous system responds as if the past is still happening. This keeps the emotional charge alive and blocks change. Robert Smith emphasizes that healing does not come from fighting these emotions, suppressing them, or trying to think positively over them. Instead, healing begins by acknowledging what is there and consciously letting it go. This can be done through simple awareness, journaling, tapping, or saying the word release, while allowing the emotional intensity to soften. The goal is not to erase the memory, but to remove its emotional charge. Affirming what you do want. Once emotional space has been created, the second step begins. Affirming what you do want. This is where many people make a critical mistake. Affirmations without emotional alignment often fail because the nervous system does not believe them. The $1 million process works differently. Instead of repeating words mechanically, you are invited to imagine and feel as if what you want already exists. You bring attention to the emotional state associated with success, peace, confidence, or fulfillment. The brain does not clearly distinguish between imagined and real experiences. When you consistently associate positive emotions with new inner images, your nervous system begins to treat them as familiar and safe. The role of visualization. Visualization plays a key role in this process. You imagine yourself living in the outcome you desire, not as a fantasy, but as an emotional rehearsal. You notice how your body feels, how your breathing changes, and how your inner dialogue shifts. This emotional rehearsal retrains the brain. Over time, the old emotional patterns lose their grip, and new responses begin to emerge naturally. Taking emotional control. One of the most important principles Robert Smith teaches is emotional control. This does not mean suppressing emotions, but recognizing that your emotional experience is generated internally. When you understand that thoughts and emotions arise from learned patterns, you regain the ability to change them. Emotional control allows you to respond to life instead of reacting from old conditioning. By practicing this process regularly, you develop emotional flexibility, resilience, and clarity. You become less dependent on external circumstances for feeling good. Applying the $1 million process in daily life. The $1 million process can be applied to any area of life: relationships, health, confidence, finances, or personal growth. Each time you notice emotional discomfort, you have an opportunity to release what you do not want and affirm what you do want. Consistency is more important than intensity. Small, regular moments of awareness and emotional release create long-term transformation. Conclusion. The $1 million process is not about forcing change. It is about removing internal resistance and allowing change to happen naturally. By releasing negative emotional patterns and consciously affirming new ones, you create the internal conditions for a more fulfilling life. This process reminds us that real change does not begin in the external world, but within the mind and emotional system. When you take responsibility for your inner experience, transformation becomes possible. If you want to learn how to apply this process step by step and use it effectively in your daily life, you can explore practical guides and ebooks in my store. They will help you deepen your understanding and build lasting emotional change.